Good God, this state of things. Good God, the direction that we are going. Good God, are we going to even remember this country? Well, I'm hoping that there is a silent majority out there, and I kind of think that there is. Most studies say that only 40% of Americans support defunding the police in some way, shape, or form. Reform of the police, yes, a much higher number support that, but defund the police, no. But if you watch mainstream media, holy crap, you would think everybody and their brother and their grandma were wanting to defund the police. But I do believe that there is a silent majority. You see, we live in this age where someone calls you and says, who do you support? Well, who's getting attacked? It's not the left. The left is not getting attacked. The right is getting attacked by the left. So you're more apt to say, no, I support Trump. No, I don't support Trump. Two people are sitting. One actually supports Trump. One doesn't support Trump. And the one that says, hey, are you voting for Trump? The one that wants to vote for Trump is obviously going to think about, wow, man, people who support Trump are getting beat up. People who support Trump are being fired just for supporting Trump. So what is he going to do? No, orange man, bad, Cheeto head, Trump, bad, yes, no, Trump, no, I'm not voting for Trump. And then he goes in the polling office and votes for Trump. That's why I don't think we can believe the polling at all. We really can't. Here's the thing. The left and Biden and AOC and all them, they're too far left. So you got moderates in the middle looking at the left like they are too far left. I can't go that far left. I'm a moderate. I'm right in the middle. I am pretty much right in the middle. I like some right-leaning ideas and I like some left-leaning ideas, but I like moderate ideas. I don't want these extreme either direction. I look at life from a realistic perspective. But I look at the left and the Democrats, and they've gone so far left, I can't justify going that direction. I can't. So what choice do I or other moderates have? Not much. Not much. However, the silent majority that I believe is out there can't speak up because the vocal minority is also the violent minority. And when I say violent, I don't just mean the physical violence that they portray on the right, but the financial violence as well. The calling people's jobs and getting them fired. The cancel culture. And cancel culture is so awful. And yes, cancel culture is a left-leaning thing. Anybody I talk to that's conservative, moderate, slightly right-leaning, anybody I talk to who's not extreme left says, yeah, I don't believe in cancel culture. I believe if someone has ideas and they're bad, I want to know who these people are and I want to know what their ideas are. I don't want them to propagate their ideas in the dark because that's what it is. A cult doesn't propagate in the sunlight. It propagates in the dark where there's nobody else to tell these people that the ideas are bad. So let bad ideas be heard. Which direction are we going? I mean, my God. And it's like the Democrats are trying to outdo themselves. Joe Biden's new Green New Deal, I mean, it's practically what it is. It's almost a copy and paste of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Green New Deal. And then you got Apple saying that they're going to be carbon neutral by, 2031 or something they said? How? How are you going to be carbon neutral, Apple? You produce computers. Computers, when they run, produce carbon. How are you going to do that? Do you have some special technology that none of us have heard of yet that makes a computer run without any carbon emissions? Just simply having a plug plugged into your wall, even if nothing is plugged into that plug, is causing carbon emissions. How are you going to do that, Apple? You're lying through your teeth and you know it. Virtual signal, virtual signal, virtual signal. That's what it's all about. How far left can I make it look like I'm going? How about we come back to moderacy? How come we can't come back to realistic perspectives rather than this extreme out over here because you're signaling to your base of how virtuous you are? And then race. My God, that's all you guys focus on is race. You say you're anti-racist, but all you think about is race. And then reverse racism. There's no such thing as reverse racism. My God, I've been kicked out of a gas station. I used to live in the war zone, what they call the war zone, the International District, which is a fancy way of saying the dangerous spot of town, the war zone. And 2 blocks from my apartment was an Allsups. Now, heavily Hispanic area, heavily Hispanic area. Both those from Mexico and those from New Mexico, and none of them got along. The New Mexican Spaniards didn't like the Mexican Spaniards, and neither of them liked the Spanish Spaniards, and duh. I go into an Allsups and I'm told, you can't shop here. And I said, why? I live 2 blocks away. You're the wrong color. Exactly what she said. The clerk at Allsups. You can't shop here. You're the wrong color. You need to shop up the road. Yeah. Racism is not something that is any particular race. It's not. It's just not. Everybody is capable of it. I have experienced racism on many occasions. Straight kicked out of a public gas station. Kicked out of other couple places because the color of my skin is the wrong skin for the area I live in. So yes, lived experiences and all, right? Lived experiences. We're not supposed to knock anybody's lived experiences. Well, my lived experiences is I have been a victim of racism on multiple occasions. So this whole thing that the left has about racism is wrong. Just get it through your heads. Everybody's capable of it. There's not one that's worse than the other. It's all situational. God, where are we going? I wish people would pull their heads out of their asses and come up for air, get some oxygen to their brain. Maybe then people would understand what's going on and see the writing on the wall. I mean, my God, where are we going with this nation? This is a country that I love. This is a country that allowed me to come up from homelessness and eating out of dumpsters to having a damn good job, a career. Why? Because I decided to pull my head out of my ass. And incidentally, if I'd have been another color, any other color, then me coming out of the streets and going through college would have been an easier ordeal. It would have been paid for. I wouldn't have had to have gotten the multiple grants and loans that I had to get. Not grants, I'm sorry, loans. Subbed loans, unsubbed loans, Stafford loans, blah, 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 blah. And put me in debt as soon as I graduate. But if I'd have been black, or Hispanic, or female, then things would have been different. And that's wrong. We can't look at things from that perspective. We have to look at things from an individualistic perspective. I don't know, maybe I'm speaking out of my ass. And if I'm speaking out of my ass, go and tell me, hey man, Paramount, you're wrong. You're speaking out of your ass. But I see this country, like the mainstream media is pushing a narrative, and I'm baffled by it. Why? What end does it serve? Fracturing the country. It's not the right and the conservatives that are fracturing the country. It's the Democrats and the left. And I'm a registered Democrat. And I hate what I see happening to the Democratic Party. I hate it. I don't enjoy it one bit. I see them taking this country and taking the history of this country and tearing it down for the sake of what? You're cutting off your nose to spite your face. History is not something that we should shy from. It's something that we should learn from, because those who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it. And there are a lot of things in history that we don't want to repeat. Guys are just like the Taliban tearing down 1,000-year-old statues. Only you're virtual signaling saying, oh, we're not like them. Yeah, you are. Jesus Christ, you tore down the statue of a freed slave who gave his life helping other slaves escape. But you didn't care. You tore it down because you don't care. You're not out to rebuild. You're not out to change. You're just out to tear down, and you're not protesters. You are rioters. Why does everybody call them protesters? Protesters don't shoot people. Protesters don't burn down buildings. Protesters don't beat people up. Rioters do that. You're rioters. You're rioters, and I'll tell it to every single one of your faces in person. I don't care. You're rioters, every single one of you. Stop it. Pull your head out of your ass and do something good for society. Right? And dividing America and being divisive and violent. Violence gets you nothing. The minute you use violence, you've lost my support. Violence is not the answer. Violence begets violence. We all know this. Anyways, I just wanted to get this out there, but it's time for me to go get my ass kicked at work again. Why? Because we're short-handed. Why? No, I can't blame the person, but they're sitting at home making more money than I am. So, obviously smarter than I am. And when I rally against this, by the way, because I've had some direct messages from people who said, well, why do you come on people who aren't going to work, this and that and this and that, and excuses and this and that. If you have an excuse, and when I say excuse, I'm not being mean. I'm saying an excuse. Just an excuse, a reason. If you have an excuse, then fine. I'm talking about those people who are willing to work and able to work, but they choose not to because they just don't care. They don't care about work ethic. They don't care about their fellow human being and things like that. I love you guys. I'm never going to beat around the bush, and I'm always going to tell you how I feel. And I ask you to do the same for me. I love you guys. Think about it. Where are we going? November's coming up real quick. And I think we have a silent majority that really needs to be the vocal majority. We need to speak up. I don't know. I'm politically homeless. I don't know where I sit anymore, I guess. I love you guys. Let's change this country for the better. I mean, doing all this crap and burning shit down, and it's just, you're doing a disservice. You're not doing anybody any good. Anyways, I love you guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Stay informed. And keep the discussion going. There's nothing wrong with hearing dissenting opinions and discussing it. Just keep it civil. Keep it educated. And stay informed. Your rights and my rights are intertwined. I know. Broken record. I know. What are you going to do? People aren't listening. My voice is tiny. But I'm still going to speak. I'll see you guys in the next one. I got to go get my ass kicked now.